Hey guys, I am back. I am back. I have breaking news. Don Lennon was arrested last night. It looks like remember they were, well, I knew he was going to end up getting arrested because I thought it was not cool for him to do what he did at that church. So, but here it is. Let me go show you guys. Hold on a second. Let me show you guys.
Also, breaking right now, I'm just getting this in to my ear and to our newsroom. Don Lemon has been taken into custody. That is according to a statement from his attorney, adding that the former CNN anchor was arrested by federal agents in Los Angeles while he was there to cover the Grammy Awards. Lemon's attorney did not say what the charges are at this time. However, he was under federal investigation by the Trump administration for appearing at a protest in a church in Minnesota. So we're monitoring this news and situation carefully. We'll bring you any new updates as we learn them. Meanwhile,
thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact.
Hold on a second, y'all. I got to get the other set of it. Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. This is when, okay, this is what it's from over here. Your shadow.
They invited folks out.
Okay, this is what that day of the
This is Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere, they don't expect us to come there, and then we disrupt business as usual.
So right now it's kind of mayhem. We're not part of the activists, but we're here just reporting on them. Did they explain to you why they're here?
They did not.
They said that there's someone here, Easterwood, who is a member of ICE, and he's a pastor of the church.
Our church had gathered for worship, which we do every Sunday. We asked them to leave, and they obviously have not left.
So this is what the First Amendment is about the freedom to protest.
Yeah, but there's a varying array of views in this church on politics of immigration. Recognize the complexity of the issue.
This shows you just how divided America is. When you look at the protesters here, and then you look at the people there who are praying, and you know what was the interesting thing? If these two groups could just get together, they might figure out what to do.
I don't necessarily agree with everything that's going on in the Twin Cities right now, but I don't think it's good to fight fire with fire. I think it's good to speak up. I think it's good to protest, but I think it's better to do it in a peaceful way.
Yeah, that was interesting to watch. This guy here, look, hugging his kid. And, you know, I imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. They think you lost and this didn't accomplish anything, and you went into their house, the house of the Lord.
The reality is the house of the Lord is a place where love lives. It's not a place where you can have a pastor masquerading as the director for the field office of ICE in St. Paul.
This is an operation that is secret, that they invited folks out.
This is Operation Pull Up.
I wanted to show y'all something what he did before. Yeah, he was arrested, right? Hold on a second. Got more news on his arrest. I knew it was going to happen.
Breaking news that former CNN anchor Don Lemon has been arrested. Here's what we're learning. This is from Bill Malugin with Fox News saying, per multiple law enforcement sources, former CNN anchor Don Lemon was arrested by federal agents in Los Angeles this morning in connection to the storming of a church in Minnesota by anti-ICE agitators. We also do have some more social media posts as well that we'll put up on your screen here for you. But once again, as we just read there, this comes after Lemon followed and spoke to demonstrators who disrupted a church service in a video he posted to his YouTube channel. The New York Post also reporting that it is not immediately clear what charges he is facing at this time. This comes after former CNN host Don Lemon said during an interview last week that the Trump administration would go around a judge or retrofit a law to prosecute him after he followed agitators into a St. Paul, Minnesota church earlier this month. Also last week, a federal magistrate judge rejected the Justice Department's attempt to bring charges against Lemon. Lemon said that he needed to be in it for the long haul as well as keep calm and carry on. Lemon said after the DOJ called him out that he was just covering the protest and that it was an act of journalism. The agitators went to disrupt the service at St. Paul's City's church because they believed a pastor at the church had collaborated with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. So once again, we are bringing you this breaking news here. As we do know, Don Lemon arrested after that protest that disrupted that church service there in Minnesota. Now, we also do know that we heard from Homan a bit earlier this week as well. Immigration operations continuing in Minnesota. Just yesterday in White House Borders are Tom Homan's first briefing after taking over Operation Metro Surge, and he said they're working on a drawdown plan for federal agents in Minnesota, but it depends on cooperation with state and local officials. And this comes after Homan said he's had conversations with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, the Minnesota Department of Corrections, Minnesota Attorney General, and other county sheriffs and local officials. And he said cooperation with local authorities, especially jails and prisons, will give federal agents better access to people in the United States illegally. This would then lead to fewer federal law enforcement on Minnesota streets. Homan said the drawdown plan of federal agents depends on cooperation and targets they have left to find. As for the number of federal agents in Minnesota, as of just yesterday, Homan would not provide a number. Previously, court records show there were more than 3,000 federal agents in the state as part of Operation Metro Surge. So this is some breaking news here, and we are actually working behind the scenes here to bring you some more information. All right, so my producer, I don't know if you just heard her, she just handed me an article. We're getting some new information here. So let me just read this. This is according to the Associated Press. A journalist, Don Lemon, has been arrested after he entered a Minnesota church and recorded anti-immigration enforcement protesters who disrupted a service in an incident that increased tensions between residents and the Trump administration. And that's according to his lawyers putting this out today. Lemon was taken into custody by federal agents in Los Angeles, where he had been covering the Grammy Awards. That's according to his attorney, Abby Lowell. It's unclear what charge or charges he is facing in the January 18th protest. The arrest came after a magistrate judge last week rejected prosecutors' initial bid to charge him. And Lemon, who was fired from CNN in 2023, has said he has no affiliation to the organization that went into that church and that he was there as a journalist chronicling protesters. And we also do have this post here I'd want to read to you. This is from, again, Abby Lowell, his attorney, saying, quote, Don has been a journalist for 30 years and his constitutionally protected work in Minneapolis was no different than what he has always done. The First Amendment exists to protect journalists whose role is to shine light on the truth and hold those in power accountable. A prominent civil rights attorney and at least two other people involved in the protests were arrested last week. Prosecutors have accused them of civil rights violations for disrupting a service at the city's church in St. Paul, where a local official with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement serves as a pastor.
Okay. All right, y'all. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about this? My thing is, I had a problem with him going into the church. That's just me. I had a problem with that. Protesting on the outside, fine, but when you're going inside the church, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different, y'all. to a little bit different. Okay, I'm gonna do the color. Hold on. Thank you, see it. Thank you.
This is what the people are trying to protect, because all ICE wants to do is get them out of our country, bring them to prisons and jails and mental institutions from where they came. That's all they want to do. They're patriots, and they have to be abused by guys like Don Lemon, who's a loser, lightweight. I saw him the way he walked in that church. It was terrible. I have such respect for that pastor. He was so calm. He was so nice. He was just accosted. What they did in that church was horrible yesterday. So this is what the people are trying to protect, because all ICE wants to do is get them out of our country, bring them to prisons and jails and mental institutions from where they came. That's all they want to do. They're patriots, and they have to be abused by guys like Don Lemon, who's a loser, lightweight. I saw him the way he walked in that church. It was terrible. I have such respect for that pastor. He was so calm. He was so nice. He was just accosted. What they did in that church.
Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on.
Hands up! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Okay, hold on a second, y'all. I gotta try to get the other part of it. You said what? What, next level? He got arrested today. They said he got arrested while he was in California. He got arrested. Don't he live in New York? Don't Don Lemon live in New York? Yeah, they say he got arrested this morning. It's too early in the morning getting arrested in California. That's real early. It's only 6 o'clock over there. You got him that early? Oh, that's why you say what? Okay. It is too early in the morning for that. I'm trying to get more news on it. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm trying to get any update on it. Hold on. He got a federal charge now. I knew they were going to get him. Hold on a second, y'all. Hold
on. Journalist Don Lemon has been arrested in connection with an anti-ICE protest at a church in St. Paul, Minnesota. Bill Melugin joins us now with more on this breaking news. Hey, Bill.
Yeah, Charlie, good morning to you. Our colleague David Spunt and I getting this breaking news from multiple law enforcement sources just minutes ago, confirming that former CNN anchor Don Lemon has been arrested by federal agents in Los Angeles just after midnight this morning at a hotel. This obviously
Oh,
all in
midnight.
connection with that storming of a church in St. Paul, Minnesota by that group of anti-ICE agitators. Now remember, the feds had gone to judges to try to get Don Lemon arrested before. They went to a magistrate judge in Minnesota who didn't sign off on an arrest warrant for him. Then it went to a judge above him. He didn't sign off on an arrest warrant for him. Then it went to an appeals court. They also decided not to sign off for an arrest warrant for him. So there was experts who were predicting that perhaps the feds would go to a grand jury. It remains to be seen if that's what happened here, but we can confirm that Don Lemon was arrested in Los Angeles by federal agents just after midnight Los Angeles time at a hotel. Now, typically, standard procedure with an arrest like this is the defendant will likely make their first court appearance sometime the same day. So there's a chance we may see Don Lemon make his first court appearance in Los Angeles sometime today. But obviously, this is going to grab all sorts of headlines. 3 other protesters from that church storming, have already been arrested, including who the feds say was the organizer of that protest. The woman in the middle there is a school board member in St. Paul, and then the mugshot on the right is an online personality / agitator, if you want to call him that. He's known as the Woke Farmer. Those were the 3 people that the feds had already arrested. But we have confirmed that Don Lemon has now been arrested in Los Angeles in connection with that viral incident. We all saw the video of it that spread and drew widespread condemnation. The feds have been going after these people on FACE Act violations. So this is still breaking news. Once we get more details about the potential charges here, a court appearance, we'll, of course, update our viewers, guys.
Really appreciate it. Of course, if it was a grand jury that did indict him, that's pretty unimpeachable. Bill Melugin, thank you so much.
Yep.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
CMT, I'm gonna go upstairs and get on my computer because this laptop don't allow me to play the stuff like I want to play. Hold on a second. I think we watched the whole video of what he did, Miss Richard. We watched the whole video of him before he went into the church. He was in his car saying that he was going to stay outside and he wasn't going to go in, and then he ended up going in. He said they had contacted him and told him what they were about to do. He wasn't going to reveal where they were going, and then I watched the whole thing. Seriously, me and CMT, we watched the whole thing. And I was like, that's not cool. That's why I said, that's not cool. It's one thing reporting it, but another thing going inside the church. Okay, I'll play it. Hold on a second, Miss Richard. I gotta go upstairs and get my my desktop for this computer here. You send it to me? You send it to me, CMT? You emailed it to me? Hold on a second. If she emailed it to me, I can do it for my own thing. Hold on a second. Let me go downstairs. I was still having my breakfast, y'all. I was taking my time eating. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna get off of here. Okay, here I go. Ow. Man, I just closed my computer on my boobs. Sorry about that. TMI, right? TMI. You said you sent it to me? Did you text? You email it to me? I don't see it, CMT. Oh, I see it. Thank you. All right, hold on, y'all. I'm getting ready to show it to y'all. All right, this is from his video, his live that he was live doing this whole thing here. Hold on. Yeah, it hit the tatas.
That's right, Mike.
Yeah, put us on everything. I got its location TikTok, but I can't from the phone, so I can't like really.
Where's his phone? There you go.
Are you headed to the location?
Okay.
What's the address again?
Don't.
You see how you heading to the location? Don't.
Yeah, so we're here.
All right.
You haven't figured it out. You're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
So anyway, hey guys, how are you, Don? We're here. Hello, Carrero 7. Carreco 7. Hey guys, how are you? Hi, hello Twitch. Hello Lemonheads on Twitch. Be careful out there, Don. Thank you, Felony Left. Chocolate Spice Girl. Thank you for the lemons. 1,500 military from Alaska they're waiting to come to Minnesota. One of the reasons that we're here. So thank you for that. Make sure you subscribe to us on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Don Lemon, twitch.tv/Don Lemon. And if you're on YouTube, it's the Don Lemon Show at YouTube. I think it's at youtube.com or whatever, but it's the Don Lemon Show on YouTube. You can go there. Watching from Memphis says stream watch girl 15. Hello, Memphis. Your weather is not like this. Hang back,
and kind of go around the block a couple times.
I think we got kicked off TikTok because we were driving for that second when they hopped in the car before we get out.
Can you get back on?
Yeah, so I'm gonna re-add it once we like hang out somewhere.
Okay, you can do it now if you want. It's fine. Does that take it?
We're still driving.
It's a pain. Oh, right.
Kicked off again.
Right. I can look on there. So the algorithm is so sensitive. TikTok doesn't like people driving, even though I am not focused on driving. Someone else is driving, and even though he's not focused on driving, somebody else is driving. Yeah. Well, we're in a bit of a traffic jam right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
We got stuck in
I
something
wanted to
that we're
know
not there.
what time.
I live in Northern Ontario. It's cold and snowy, says Dual Mags 007. Yeah, I am watching down on the scene. People are watching. My friends are watching. Nothing is happening now, and it is very cold here. But again, this is just the beginning of this clandestine operation that they're doing here because of some inside information that they got. So this is going to be very interesting. I don't think we can go ahead. I don't think we can go inside, right? No. No.
You hear him? He said, "I don't think we can go inside." Right? Yeah, I heard him say that, and then he goes inside. Dude, you already know you're not supposed to be going inside, and then you're gonna go inside. You heard him said we're not supposed to go inside. He said, hold on, let me rewind it right here. Hold on.
Yeah, this is what
This is what
as
democracy
as a
looks like.
21-year-old. This is the media we're consuming. So if you watch Don Lemon,
Yeah, I'm just wondering where we should.
No, this is not the guy just recently got pew pew. This is right after that lady got pew pew. This is not from the guy that just got pew pew the other day. No, this is from the lady. They were doing a protest. Now I don't know if it was about the lady. They were doing a protest about ICE. Period.
I think we kind of
just hang back.
The thing is, where he crossed the line is when he went inside the church, because the church is supposed to be separate from all this stuff. You're not supposed to go inside of any kind of private place like that. No, you're supposed to protest on the outside. You know what I mean? Not in church. I've never seen anybody protesting in church. There's separation of church and state.
back and kind of go around the block a couple times.
So I think we gotta keep off TikTok because we were driving for that second when we hopped in the car before we get out.
Can you get back on?
Yeah, so I'm gonna re-add it once we like.
Yeah, the problem with him, his thing is, he said it on his thing. They're using this video against him because he even said we're not supposed to go in. But he said that he goes in. He got his own video that's gonna be used as evidence against him.
Hang out somewhere.
Okay, you can do it now if you want. It's fine. Does that take it?
We're still trying.
It's a pain. Oh, right. Right. I can look on there. So the algorithm is so sensitive. TikTok doesn't like people driving, even though I am.
Definitely, church is supposed to be off limits. You're right, Coco. Church is supposed to be off limits. It's just the moment I saw him go inside the church, I said, "Ooh, this is not gonna be good." It's not. Me and CMT was talking about it. I was like, "Oh, I don't think this is not gonna work out well for him." We both was like, "Oh, nah, dude."
Not focused on driving. Someone else is driving, and even though he's not focused on driving, somebody else is driving. Yeah.
Even if the pastor is an ICE agent, you don't go inside of the church. You wait till you come outside and do that. Even if he was because remember, on Sunday, he's not an ICE agent. He's a pastor. He's a pastor. So they got that mixed up. They think he's an ICE agent all throughout on a Sunday. No, he's not. No.
Well, we're in a bit of a traffic jam right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
We got stuck in
I
something
wanted to
that we're
know
not there.
what time.
I live in northern.
They haven't told what the charges yet, but they say it has to do with this whole protest at the church. They haven't given out what his charges. As soon as it drops on the website, the court's website, I will get it for you guys because he's at federal court. They're gonna arraign him this morning, and it's California time, so court doesn't start until 9:00. So it's going to be a minute. Because it's what time is it over there? 7:00? About 2 more hours, y'all.
Ontario, it's cold and snowy, says Dual Mags 007. Yeah, I am watching. Don on the scene. People are watching. My friends are watching. Nothing is happening now, and it is very cold here. But again, this is just the beginning of this clandestine operation that they're doing here because of some inside information that they got. So this is going to be very interesting. I don't think we can go inside, right? No. No. We can stand outside.
Okay, he said we can stand outside, right?
Just FYI for you, these are the 2 times.
For here. Oh, okay. So we're right on time.
Right on time, yeah.
Right on time.
I'm gonna assume those that are like.
Yeah.
But
we can't say too much.
But
we don't want to give it up.
It looks like.
Well, that means he knew. He said we can't say too much. We don't want to give it up. But when he did his live, he said he didn't know nothing.
Probably get out the car, so no. Come on, man. I'm gonna circle one more time and then we can park it.
Okay. Well, if you see a space, yeah, you can go across. Look in the camera. You can say that. All right. Now
They
it's
wanna
hot.
see your face, Don.
I know it's hot as a bear's ass in here now. What the hell's going on with this? Oh my God! You've never heard that?
How you know how hot the bears
Yeah, I think we can go in front and maybe just pull up in front.
Yeah, let's go back around. That's what I wanted
Yeah.
to do, though, just to get an idea of what's happening.
And once we're done with this, we're going to go over to Whipple, to the Whipple Detention Center, and check that out. But this is this is just
No, he's in California. He's not in Minnesota. He's in California, Deborah. He's in California. So he might he might have a hearing today.
very rough, off the cuff. IRL, this is a true IRL because it's not produced. We don't know what's happening. We kind of do, but we don't know how it's going to play out.
Right.
And we won't get to see the initial, do not go down any place that's going to get us stuck.
No.
We may not see the initial impact, but we'll see some of it. Can we go here, you think? Yeah.
Yes, we can. Let's go here.
Maybe we can go here. So, yes. So we'll get to see some of the what happens after this sort of surprise.
You know, you hear this, right? So he knows about the surprise. Don, you should never recorded yourself with saying all of this because they're going to use this against you.
It'd be good if you had your Meta glasses on.
I do have
inside the building.
I may do that, but I don't know. Can you switch over to my Meta? No.
Oh, now he's going to bring his Meta glasses on? Oh, jeez. Not his Meta glasses. He's going to record from his glasses. Lord Jesus. Oh, he was covering the Grammys. Thank you, Yvette. He was covering the Grammy. That's how they caught him. Wow. Thanks, Yvette.
But I could go inside with my Meta on,
Yeah,
and I can have the mic.
Oh my God! Now he's incriminating himself. He said he's gonna go into church with the Meta glasses on and record for the Meta glasses. He used. Oh my God! They're gonna use this. I'm telling you, this video is gonna be used in court. I'm telling you. It's not funny, but Deborah said Don versus Don. You're right. He incriminated his own self. Oh my goodness.
I could have the mic.
But that might give it away though.
No.
Oh, he's gonna might give it away.
Oh,
He said the mic might give it away. Oh Jesus, they do it. The secret thing is being open in the internet. It's being told on the internet. Remind me never do a crime with Don. Never do a crime with Don Lemon because he's gonna record it and give us up. Oh my goodness. He told on his own self.
Yep. All right, we're gonna park it now.
Yeah, or can we park across the street over here?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a driveway right there. It might be.
No, he told his whole operation right online. Lord have mercy. Oh, it's not funny, but you gotta laugh at this because it's very humorous because you're gonna go do something that's supposed to be secretive and you do it online. You can't do that.
I want to park. Oh, that. that driveway right there.
Or right here in front of that? No.
Let's just
Or
check.
behind that car.
Oh, yeah.
Spin it around so we can see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Ain't this a pathway
Don't
right
get
here?
us stuck. Don't do that.
You're gonna get us stuck. We're gonna get us stuck.
Come on.
We're gonna have to get out and drive. I saw this already, y'all.
Or you can go there. Be mindful and demure. Do not get us stuck.
I can imagine what he's doing right now in jail.
This is good.
This is good.
Okay, so we are here now. Do you think if you just have it? I think maybe if you just have it on the church, but they see me, they're gonna know.
Oh, they see me, they're gonna know. Oh, they see me, they're gonna know. Jesus. Oh God, here we go.
No?
I don't. It just depends.
What?
Don't name the location.
I'm not naming the location, but I mean,
I mean,
I'm just wondering if
at
you
some
see
point-
me.
I mean,
The
but
folks inside
are
see me.
Are the congregants really on live instead of in service right now?
No, but they'll be like, "Why is Don Lemon here?"
Oh yeah, Sunday morning.
Sunday morning church.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see.
They'll be like, he's. Well, what else? It's Sunday, and we already set the church.
No, we didn't.
In other
Who
words,
said
he
it?
said-
No, I didn't. I didn't.
in other words, people if they see you, they know that you ain't going to church. That's what you're trying to say, Dom. Don, that's what you're trying to say? That you're a heathen, that you're not going to... They're going to say, what are you doing there?
We were saying that church is going on during Sunday.
Okay, that's what we said.
Bro. I'm just trying to figure out what's the best thing because we just found out about this morning. I'm just trying to figure out if it's best for me to go inside so I can tell what happened. And then that's what I'm going to do. And can you just keep
what
it
if you
trained on there?
You should take.
I'm going to take this off.
We could swap hats too.
I have it. I
Brandon,
got it.
okay.
Yeah.
And then you can put your hood on too if you want. To church.
I don't know what the distance is on the mics, so I could go. The only thing is I don't know what's really gonna look good.
Just
I can
put it in your
go-
bag.
I can go up close. Well, I know I'm also not
Like a
supposed
shadow in your church.
to go in, right? Like,
Yeah, but
initial names of people. Isn't that what was said?
yeah, but also
But you can go in because
I got you.
right. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different.
you think you want to go in? You can't. They won't. Will they let you in with the camera?
With
No.
the backpack, put it in your backpack.
No, they can't do that.
Oh my God. Y'all, he is definitely going to get in trouble because he is telling the whole plan. And they already know they're not supposed to do it. They're supposed to get permission from the church to be able to record in the church. It's like getting a Rule 22 for court. You can't go in the church and start recording like that if you're a news broadcaster. You're not supposed to do it. You have to get permission. It's not like you just going to church and having a joy church and you have your phone out and you just recording a church service. That's not like that. You are a news broadcaster and you coming in with a whole camera crew. You can't do that unless you have permission from the church to record.
We can't do that.
Oh, we can't.
No.
See, he said you can't do that. He said it. He said you can't do that. He said it. He said, no, you can't. He said, no. Oh.
But I think is here. Go this way. Let me produce this.
He knows because he has a code of ethic from the news. He's a journalist. He knows the rules. You're not supposed to do that, especially a church. Come on now, you can't do that unless you get permission from the church.
Live as we're doing.
Let's do it.
From the producer.
I'm the producer.
So and if there's a place to turn, I want you to go where and park right where you can see the entrance. So see where that black car is over there? Or behind this white car, behind that white thing. Just
Let me let this guy go.
don't get us stuck.
There's only. I don't think that's the main entrance, though, darn.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, where people are walking down those stairs?
Yes. And now you gotten too close. You're supposed to be behind that thing. or if you can fit there.
All right, one more time, instructions.
Okay, back up.
Okay.
We're going.
Why don't I just circle back around?
Well, you can back up behind that black car. Yeah. Like a real cowboy.
At least, like in my mind, I'm
You can't fit in there. Go behind the white car. Okay.
Driving in the snow all my life. Thank you.
Yeah, and then so can you back up? Can you back? No, back up.
Back up more. Okay.
Back up and go in front of that black
Oh,
car.
the black one. Okay, gotcha.
Say now you can see.
Can
You're
I?
good. Yeah, now you can see there. But you're going in front of this black car.
Yep. I'm just trying to see how to get over there. That's snowbank right
No, that's you're good.
Okay,
Just go.
So let me go up some more then.
driving in the snow.
Oh my gosh.
Drop a W in the chat if you can drive.
If you can drive in the snow. Okay, so I think we need to be like right here. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Who let the 21-year-old drive? Don.
Okay, now go up a little bit. Don't get us stuck. No, not over here. Over there.
Okay.
Where the stop sign is. Yeah. Not that way.
I got you. Hold on.
No, don't go into the.
Oh Lord.
Dude.
God, no more instructions. Hold on a second.
No more instructions. We're gonna get stuck, y'all.
So give us a
Now I'm gonna try to-
Yeah, give us a line play by slide back.
Do you want me to do this? I don't think you know how to drive in the snow. Oh my god.
Where are we at now? I can't see that. I can't see that way.
No,
So I need eyes.
you should just be going that way.
Yeah, I can push.
Yeah.
I'll get out.
Is that
I
a
told
curve
you
there?
not to go
I
on the
can't-
thing.
but I
Are you
can't see
okay?
anything
Park.
on that
Just hit
side.
park. I got it. Let me do this.
I can't see anything on
That's
that
okay.
side.
I got it. Just park. Just hit park.
It's on park.
Okay.
I don't know what Don is doing. I'm gonna let Don do his thing.
Here, I'll get out and push.
Yes.
All right, cool. And drone. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got to push him.
Yeah. Here, I'm just.
This kid does not know how to drive.
1 second, I'm coming out with you. 1 second. Okay. Here, I got it. Wait. Oh, okay. Where?
Somebody what?
You know I would be fighting with him. You know it's EMT. With this whole driving thing, I would definitely be fighting with Don. Don and I will be fighting.
I got you.
Backwards.
Oh, he's going backwards. Yep.
Here you go.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're just going to stand out here. Why aren't you pushing with him?
Definitely there, bro. You will be fighting right now.
All right. Jeez. I don't think you should drive anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Here, take the mic.
Okay.
Alrighty. I've been driving in the snow for 30 years or more.
He's 21.
He's 21. He has no idea what he's doing.
No.
Oh my gosh, crazy. All right. So, Mike, I need you right in front of the car. I'm going to take your hat. You're going to take
Now
mine.
you want my hat, okay. Let's do it. I'm going to uncover your name, though.
I'm going to take this off. I'm going to give you the rundown. So I'm going to go inside, guys.
Oh, he's going inside, y'all.
And I'm going to give the rundown of what's going on. You can turn this down. Oh, yeah, I'll grab them. Right here.
So you just want me set up getting a good shot of the location?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to go inside.
Always bet on black.
Always bet on black.
Guys, you know what movie that's from?
It's from It's from a movie, a gambling movie, not Casino, but it's Wesley Snipes.
I'm gonna.
What was a Wesley Snipes movie? I'm grabbing my Meta.
I'm putting TikTok link in now.
You have one mission, and that was not to get us stuck. We didn't get stuck.
We made it. Guys, there's great content.
Would you like to see us stuck in the snow? Okay. All right. Okay, so I am going inside now. You can hear me, right? Well, I mean, we're here now. What? Where's my phone? I need my phone.
Phone?
Yeah.
You want me to ask what's going on inside? I can.
Yeah, find out, but I need my phone. I don't know where I put it.
Your phone is in your hand. Let me stop. You just joking.
Okay. If you want to walk over, you can, I guess. You can just stand on the sidewalk. You can come over. Just don't go on the property.
You said don't go on the property.
Okay, so we're going inside. Definitely trolls in the chat. It's okay.
You said trolls in the chat. You said the trolls gonna tell on your butt. That's what they do, trolls tell.
Did you know that? Had you heard that before? That's my name.
What is it?
That's my alternate, Lon Dimon. I can't believe you came up with that. Okay.
Hey, Kim.
Someone said there were trolls in the chat. That's okay.
They're gonna tell on you.
We don't mind the trolls. Just trolls get rolled.
Trolls get rolled. Oh, that's funny.
Passenger 57 is what it is.
Trolls always
So just stay on the sidewalk here. Or if you want to come over, I think you could probably come where the van is.
He got his meta glasses. He's gonna put together his meta glasses.
And I'm just going to walk in, see what's happening. Okay.
Our city in this beyond Father, we ask, magnify your Lord.
He's gonna switch over to his meta glasses in a minute. You got the technology. It's over. You hear it, right? His mic is real good. The guys on the outside.
With integrity, that we would be men and women and boys and girls who are like green olive trees in your house. That we would be steadfast and immovable, always abounding in your work, doing the great commission that you have given us and full of. It is to that end,
What you do?
that we ask now to read and preach this word, that you would open our hearts to receive. Feed us
The moment he switched over to the meta glasses, we get in trouble. Mike is going on. I'm moving closer. Moving closer.
More seats. We do have some seats available in the sides here. The transept, a few seats open. Some seats up here as well. The Gospel of John, chapter 3.
Hey, Meta, record.
See, I gotta record.
So activists are now in the church, and they are protesting, surrounded the church on the inside. They have found out that one of the pastors here in the city, in the area,
They're going in. They didn't get permission. They're going in. They're going in.
oh no. So the protesters are confronting church members and leaders. They have stopped the service. A lot of people, a number of people have left. There are some who are still sitting here.
The injustice that's happening within your city. We pray for justice. Are you okay? No, so you're not okay.
I'm just here. I'm just here photographing.
Are you okay?
I'm not part of the group. I'm just here photographing. I'm a journalist.
This ain't God's house. It's the house of the devil.
Excuse me, sir. Can I get right here? Thank you. I'm sorry. So you can see the protesters here have gathered over here. They're in the middle of the church. So in the beginning of the church service, the pastor was speaking, and Nikema stood up and said her piece, and then the protesters surrounded her. But this is a clandestine mission. I think they found out according to them, this is according to Operation Pull Up, that one of the pastors here is a member of ICE. And so here we go.
You took out the lead pastor.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
Okay. And so the pastor is over there. And so they're screaming Renee Good.
Okay, question she has is, she said, SSS, why did they cause this church to stop the service and start protesting? Oh, he just answered me. You know with him, even if he worked for ICE, that has nothing to do with a Sunday service, church service. Has nothing to do with it at all. It is so outrageous, man. Out of order. It's like going into
So right now it's kind of mayhem in here. And there are some folks here who are praying. Some of the members are chronicling, and it's a surprise effort, obviously, and the folks here are not happy about it. And so they're trying to figure out what to do about it. That's the lead pastor over there with the thing. And I don't know if he's the one that works for us. We don't know. That's what they're saying. So we're here just chronicling and reporting. We're not part of the activists, but we're here just reporting on them. I'm not with, I'm just. So this is what the First Amendment is about the freedom to protest. I'm sure people here don't like it, but protests are not.
Also freedom of religion too, sir. You forgot about that part. One doesn't override the other one.
And there are people here who are, I'm looking at a young man who's in the corner. He's frightened, he's scared, he's crying. People are leaving church. So, yeah.
So he sees a disturbance. He says somebody's crying, and then he also says some people are leaving church. So there's a disturbance there. Y'all disturbing their rights to religious service.
Guys standing up now saying, get out of there. He's screaming. They're trying to calm him down. So I don't know if this is what they deem as successful or not.
Okay, why you said why did they arrest Don Lemon? That's what you was asking? Why did they arrest? We don't know the charges yet. We'll find out. We'll find out. We don't know what the charges are, but we know it has something to do with this.
But anyways, I'm not going to get in the middle of it because I'm not here as an activist. I'm here as a journalist. So I don't think they know what to do. I'm sure they probably called the local authorities right now, and they'll show up in a bit. But so far, no one has been hurt. People are just really angry and upset. And members of the church are trying to get them to calm down. But this is the beginning of what's going to happen here. When you violate people's due process, when you pull people off the street, you start dragging them and hurting them and not abiding by the Constitution.
Well, why are y'all not abiding by the Constitution of not going inside that church? Two wrongs don't make a right, people.
When you start doing all of that, people get upset and angry. And if you remember what the Civil Rights Movement was about, the Civil Rights Movement was about these very kinds of protests. And for some reason, in our modern era, people think that in order to have protests, you got to be, cordoned off to a certain.
It was protesting before the news got there. He happened to get there late, but he knew it was happening because he's the one. Did you see the beginning of this SSS? He knew it was going on.
Area and what time you can protest. There's nothing in the Constitution that tells you what time
you can protest. You can protest at any time. That's the whole point of it, is to disrupt.
But you can't protest inside of a church. You can't protest inside of a church. It's separation of church.
To make uncomfortable. And that's what they're doing. And that's what I believe when I say everyone has to be willing to sacrifice something. You have to make people uncomfortable in these times. If you see how uncomfortably and how harsh people are being treated on the streets, you have to be willing to go into places and disrupt and make people uncomfortable. That is what this country is about.
I think this is such a disturbance. I mean, they're supposed to be having church, and look at this. It's crazy. I mean, that's the only thing, a problem I have.
Nakima is over in the middle.
Not cool at all. My opinion. It's my opinion. Not cool at all. They could have stayed outside and continued the protesting outside.
And so, are you Nakima, why we're here?
Yes.
What did you tell
I told that David Easterwood is a pastor here, and he also serves as the director of the field office for ICE in St. Paul. How? David Easterwood.
Are you sure that he's a...
Yes,
Yeah.
City Church, yes. And that's why we're here, demanding justice for Renee Good and letting them know that this will not stand. They cannot pretend to be a house of God while harboring someone.
It is a civil rights arrest. I mean, you can arrest somebody for violating your civil rights, and they're violating the civil rights of them being able to assemble for church. It is legal to it is illegal for what they're doing inside the church. Yeah, they can arrest them. They can arrest every single one of them that participated.
Who is directing ICE agents to wreak havoc upon our community, and who killed Renee Good, who almost killed a 6-month-old baby. Enough is enough. I am a reverend on top of being a lawyer and an activist. So I come here in the power of the Almighty God for righteousness, truth, and...
Wait a minute. But it says in the Bible that you have to abide by whatever the law is in that land. Ma'am.
Is this the gentleman you were explaining to? Okay. Yeah.
You said
what did they say?
You say he's not protesting. He's not protesting. He's reporting, but he has to have an approval to go inside the church and do this. He doesn't have the approval. Just like if you go to the courthouse, you can't record in the courthouse unless you get approval. You just can't do that unless you get approval. He has to get approval. Anytime a church is any kind of news people come inside the church, they have to get approved by the pastor to be able to record inside the church. You have to get approval. People record in the church all the time on an individual basis, not as a news reporting company. Like right now, if I go into a church as Infamous Sylvia, I have to get approval by the church. I can't just go in there as a company. People can record on their own phone. You can record. You cannot come in there. Anytime a news company comes inside the church, they have to get approval from the pastor. You have to get approval. I know that for a fact. You can't just come in and record without getting approval. Now, an individual that's having service, that's going to church as a regular person for service, yeah, of course you could record. But even then, sometimes you can't. Some churches tell you can't record in the church. Some churches tell you can't. They tell you put your phone down. Some churches, but some, yeah, you just can't do that. Every church that I know of, when they used to come in to do recording, they have to meet with the pastor or meet with an administrator and ask, can they record in the church? You cannot just come into the church as a news company to record. That is illegal. You can't do that. The church is streamed, and you see, y'all mixing it up, y'all. Y'all mixing it up. There it is right there. Bennett just came in. Thank you, Bennett. It's illegal, y'all. It's illegal, period. It's illegal. So a lot of y'all, if y'all record in the church and don't get permission from the pastor, and you're a news broadcaster, even as an individual, you gotta ask permission. I remember when I was a usher in the church, we used to we're like, put your phone down. Put your phone down. Usher will tell you in a minute, put your phone down. If the church doesn't allow it. It's an individual thing. Some churches allow you, some churches don't. Okay, FACE Act of 1994. I remember when the celebrities came into our church, the pastor asked us not to record. He didn't want any distraction. Exactly, Deborah. But they were not protesting, they were reporting. But you're not supposed to report unless. So what law did the news people violate? Did you hear Don when he was getting ready to go in church? He said he couldn't go inside the church. They couldn't bring the camera in there. He said it. He said it himself. He can't do that. You have to have permission. You cannot go in there just recording as a news person unless you have permission. And he was asked to leave. You cannot just go inside the church and thinking you just could go record. I'm talking about as a news person, even as an individual, you can't. As an individual, you can't. He knew the rules. He knew the ethics. Can't no news company go inside of a church just start recording unless they get permission. No news per company. Oh, you'll see them ask him to leave in a minute. Hold on. Yeah, I just got to remember, just because people do it does not mean that it's legal for them to do it.
Okay. Are you sure? You're a member of the church or you're I'm not. Oh, okay. I thought you were.
I see what he's doing is out of order. Come on now. He's interviewing while he's in church. Come on, that's out of order.
Church leader.
You'll see David Easterwood.
Who is the person that we should talk to? Is there a pastor or something?
They might have run away.
All right, we'll see if we can find him. I'm gonna see.
Here's the thing y'all not understanding. Y'all keep saying people record. Just because people record does not mean that they're given approval to record, okay? You have to have permission from the pastor. Each church does things differently, but as a news company, you cannot go inside the church and start to record and bring in your whole camera crew to record. You can't do that. You have to have permission. Now, as an individual inside of a church, some people sneak and record, okay? Now, if the church wants to record to do their live service, that's on them. But you have to have permission from the pastor. It's a permission thing. It's a permission thing. And it's just not cool. People there to worship God. They're not there to be interviewed and recorded. Come on.
Talk to the pastor. Let's see if I can talk to him. Let's go over here. Hi, how are you? Hi. Let's see if we can talk to the pastor.
Now, here's when the pastor tell him he has to leave. Hold on a second. This is when the pastor asks him to leave.
Maybe while they're here.
Tall glass, you're appalled. Me too.
Pastor of the church.
Our church had gathered for worship, which we do every Sunday, and we were interrupted by this group of protesters. Yeah. We asked them to leave, and they obviously have not left. So.
What do you think of this?
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So,
but there were folks who will.
I have to take care of my flock.
Okay, but listen, we live there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me, though.
We're here.
That's
why we're here. Okay, that's why we're here. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding
we're about
love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to him?
He just told him, "Don't touch me," but you're in his face. I don't get it.
Yeah. as a
No
Christian?
one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this
He-
building.
You don't want us
he
to
just
chronicle
asked him to leave. You heard him? He just asked him to leave. He says he asked him to leave. Now you heard it, SSS? He asked him to leave.
To worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So that's one of the pastors of the church. And it's kind of loud, so I can't hear him. But they're still there. And then, pardon me, sir. Sorry. Do you mind if we talk to you? What do you think of this? I thought you said no.
What I'll tell you is that there are varying arrays of views on the political situation.
That wasn't another newscast company. That was his company. The guy had the mic. The other guy had the mic.
What do you mean by that?
I'm going to leave it at that. But there's varying array of views in this church on politics of immigration. Recognize the complexity of the issue.
Yeah. Some people don't like what's happening. Some people like it.
I'm not going to reduce it to that. I won't reduce it that simply, but we acknowledge the complexity of the situation.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you talking to me. So I'm just going to be as respectful as possible. I'm not here to intimidate anybody. Just here to chronicle and to get some answers and let people know what they've done. They've pumped the music up.
They also ask you to leave, sir. They ask you to leave and you continue to stay there. You continue to report.
Really, really loud. Here you heard the pastor. Some folks are praying back there. Do you see the guy with his arms stretched up? And they're praying. But by the way, just so you know, this is what you get with independent journalism that you will not get with corporate media. I'm just here to tell you. So if you're in the chat, if you're with us, support us. Support us. Support us. Like and subscribe. Become a member.
You see the we call the mic in the guy's hand with the blue thing on? He just had it in his hand, the other guy.
Support independent journalism because we do it without fear or favor. I'm not afraid to do this. Like I told you, it was going to be raw, unscripted. We got stuck in the snow trying to get here and to produce it in real time. Go here. As soon as we walked in, almost perfect timing, the protesters stood up. And so what is interesting is that the protesters don't really like talking to corporate media that much. They like talking to independent media. And they tell us what they're going to do, and we just follow, much as I did in the Capitol when Marjorie Taylor Greene got mad at me because I was there doing journalism and reporting on what the protesters that went to her office did, and she got mad at me and called me all kinds of names. They don't like it when you confront them. They don't like it when you practice journalism. So anyways, but they're still in the middle of the church. And there they are back there. And
it's not true, Talk Glass. They all got arrested. Remember, those people got arrested. Some of them got arrested, but a lot of them got immunity. Trump pardoned them. They all got arrested. Don't say that they didn't get arrested. Yes, they did. They got arrested.
the music is so loud in here. I want you to show this mic. These guys are praying. They have their hands up. And there you see. And look, this is a juxtaposition. This shows you just how divided America is. When you look at the protesters here.
Talk Glass, they did go to jail. Some of them went to jail. Where were you, Talk Glass? Yes, they did. They went to jail. A lot of those people went to jail. In fact, one of them was in jail with R. Kelly. One of them was in jail with R. Kelly over there at MDC because they didn't have enough space in the in Washington. Yes, they did. They went to jail. You say I didn't say they didn't get arrested. Nothing happened to them. Yes, they did. They all got a couple of them got conviction, and Trump overturned those conviction. Trump overturned a lot of their convictions. Don't you remember? One person was serving time in jail, in prison. Oh my God, where you been, Tall Glass? Are they all out now? I know one person got out and then ended up dying afterwards. Where y'all been? I don't understand. Y'all been listening to one side, right? At the end, nothing happened.
They spent time in jail. They spent time in jail. In fact, one of them went back to jail. That was the January 6th. Yeah, the January 6th one. Yeah, to the next level. Quite a few of them went to jail. Quite a few of them. Not everybody got pardoned. Right, not enough time. Stuff like that. Even Don Lemon, his thing is not going to get him a lot of time. There's a different type of crime. And you got to also remember, people that have they have to go by based on their person's guideline, how much time they're going to get. And everybody's different. Now, if a person has a heavy criminal background, that person will get more time than the next person who doesn't have anything. Some of them are just going to get probation. But some went to jail. Definitely some of them went to jail. No, Don won't get no time either. He's just going to have a jail. He's going to have a record. Because it's not a heavy crime. This is light.
And then you look at the people there who are praying. And you know what was the interesting thing? If these two groups could just get together, they might figure out what to do. Instead, I don't know if the people here are interested in talking to the protesters, but perhaps they should come in, pray together, and talk together. But anyways, that's the middle of it. If I were the pastor, I would offer a prayer. I would try to calm things down and say, listen, talk to you. We're all citizens. We're all believers and Christians. What do we do? Or if I don't know if everybody is, but everybody's a human being. Let's work together and talk about these things. The pastor, there's one of the members who looks to be really upset, a young person. The pastor's trying to calm him down over there. And yeah, so there you go. You're a member of the church?
What's that?
You're a member of the church?
I do.
How do you feel about this?
I don't necessarily agree with everything that's going on in the Twin Cities right now, but I don't think it's good to fight fire with fire. I think it's good to speak up. I think it's good to protest, but I think it's better to do it in a peaceful way. I don't think the answer is going to God's church.
You don't think this is peaceful?
It's
nobody fighting.
It's trespassing. How would you feel if I went to your house and I started yelling?
It depends on what I did, but not in my house. That's a whole different thing. I think these people would go inside of anybody's house.
Well, this is the house of God.
Exactly. Which makes it everybody's house.
Yes, it is. But in a house, people don't yell at each other.
Yeah. There's a lot of yelling in my house growing up. We still love each other.
Oh, stop it, Tom.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean that yelling is the answer, right?
I'm sorry?
It doesn't necessarily mean yelling is the answer, right?
No, but I think that's the way you work things out is that you talk to each other, you disagree. Sometimes it's heated, sometimes it's not. But at the end of the day, we're all human beings. And I think maybe if the pastor would try to calm things down and say, let's all talk together and make this peaceful and not be so us against them.
I think that's good to talk, but then why don't we do that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think trespassing, I think protesting on the streets is fine, but I think there's a difference between that and then going into someone's property and then yelling.
How do you feel about allegedly, according to the protesters here, there's a member of ICE who is a pastor here or is a member of the clergy?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
A member of the clergy or a pastor here works with ICE, and that's why they're upset.
I didn't know that.
Allegedly, I don't know. That's what they say.
Okay. Well, I would say before just ramming into a church, maybe it'd be good to get some more information first.
Yeah.
But you said talking is the answer, right?
Yeah.
Well, then maybe instead of making assumptions, it'd be good to ask the person first before making that assumption, then going into their church.
I don't know if they tried to talk to anyone. Would you be okay with your pastor talking to them?
I think conversations will be great. I think we need more communication. I don't necessarily agree with what's going on with ICE raids and stuff, but I also don't think fire with fire is the answer.
I appreciate you giving me your opinion. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So.
Okay, the pastor had asked him to leave a long time ago, and he's still in there. Okay? This is why he got arrested.
Yeah. There you go. And so folks are leaving. The pastor's here.
He's leaving. I'm surprised that law enforcement has not showed up yet. So we'll see. Let's go out front and see what's happening. Let's go out front. So I'm going to take you outside of the church and just show you a little bit. But yeah, that was interesting to watch. This guy here, look, he's hugging his kid. And, you know, I imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. But again, careful. It's very slippery right here. Yeah. It's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. But that's what really, careful, please. Really slippery. Not kidding. That's what protesting is about. And so there's you see the police are here. They haven't come in yet, but that
I said the same thing. Next level. I was pissed when I saw this because I was watching it. I was like, he is wrong for that. He knew he wasn't supposed to be in there. He even kept saying it. Oh, we're not gonna go in there. We're not. No. The guy asked him, "Are we gonna go in?" He says, "No, we're not gonna go in." And what did he do? He go in. And not only did he go in, he was recording. He was asking a question. The pastor. He was trying to talk to the pastor. The pastor kicked him, told him to leave. He didn't leave. I mean, dude, he was out of order. I don't care what nobody say. He was out of order. You don't. First of all, those other people. Yeah, somebody's having church. When I'm in church, I don't want you bothering me. I don't want to hear nothing with politics. I don't want to hear no protest. I want to concentrate me and God. That's what I want to do. I don't want to hear all that other stuff. No, that's just me, and I'm entitled to my opinion. Period. That's it. That's just me. Y'all could disagree with me. Y'all are entitled to.
police are here.
Oh, police are there now.
And this is where folks are leaving. Just want to show you, and that's the inside of the church there where they are. And so the pastor, I don't know if you can see in there, the pastor's hugging members of the church as they are about to leave. And so an interesting Sunday morning for you. What do you think of this?
There's a harmless Christian here that wants to praise the Lord with my son, and now I got to go home. I'm sorry that you guys are so angry.
I'm just chronicling. I'm not with the group.
Oh, what do I have to say?
Can you understand why they're
Wait a minute. And the guy said, I understand why you're angry. He's like, I'm not with them. He said, I just want to pray. Hold on. Let's rewind what that guy just said. Hold on. Dom said, I'm not with them. Wait. Hold on.
Just want to show you, and that's the inside of the church there where they are. And so the pastor, I don't know if you can see in there, the pastor's hugging members of the church as they are about to leave. And so an interesting Sunday morning for you. What do you think of this?
There's a harmless Christian here that wants to praise the Lord with my son, and now I got to go home. I'm sorry that you guys are so angry.
I'm just chronicling. I'm not with the group.
What do I have to say?
Can you understand why they're angry?
I don't understand any of this because I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man who loves the Lord and is a good father. So this is what we look forward to, is coming, being with our family and praising Jesus. And that's not something that we have to run away from. So this is kind of a bad day for us. But, we're going to heaven. So that's the best news we got.
Do you understand that some of these folks feel voiceless?
I don't understand because right now I'm so upset right now. I don't really have I'm thirsty and I can't think very clearly. So what I want to do is just say, we love you.
Yeah.
My son and I love you guys.
You still feel
I'm a journalist. They're activists.
The simplest thing we can say is that we love you.
The guy don't care. He just said, look, y'all all the same. He keeps saying, no, I'm a journalist. They're activists. He's like, I see all y'all the same.
You guys.
What do you mean, you guys?
Well, whoever's here in this house.
Okay.
We don't distinguish between Christian and non-Christian. We love everyone. We want everyone to come to heaven.
Yeah.
We want people to go to heaven.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. We want folks to go to heaven. And if we need to talk about these things, then this isn't the time for that, really.
Thank you.
Don't you think until we go to heaven, if you believe in that there should be some sort of peace here on earth, and that people should have agency, and we shouldn't be beating people up off the street, and we should be abiding by the Constitution?
I think that's just a little bit loaded for me right now. What you're doing.
Why so?
Well, I don't want to interview right now. I don't want
Stop
to
and
interview.
talk.
I just want to tell you guys I love you. I don't need to interview right now because I want to be with my son. It's Sunday. It's time for rest and for renewal.
Like in this car, he's like right on the corner.
And I would like to answer your question. I just can't right now.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. The protesters are still inside of the church.
Now you see
Police have showed up, but they haven't come inside yet. A couple of the members are speaking to me. They're upset. And you can imagine, of course they would be upset. So the crowd has significantly dwindled. And the reason, can I talk to you, sir? What do you think of this?
You know, while I agree with everybody's freedom to protest, these people have come into our house and they've interrupted our worship.
That's right.
This is a house of peace, and we try to proclaim that.
Yes.
And this stirs division and rancor. And in the end, it's not helpful. Ultimately, I believe they've lost. They've emptied a house of worship. Everybody's gone home. Their point has been proven worthless. And so, in the end, I think they lose. But more importantly, if I was to break into any of their houses uninvited, cause derision and upset according to their values, I would be kicked out ultimately. It's not a good way. I feel violated. I feel interrupted.
That's right.
I feel angry.
May I ask you something? When you were saying if you had showed up at their house, they're saying that people are showing up at houses where they're citizens without due process and breaking and entering the house. One that we saw, I've been watching from New York, with a battering ram into someone's private property, and there's no recourse. There's no, you understand what I'm saying?
This is all part of a much larger dialogue, in my opinion. You know, on one side are people who watched a previous administration bring 12 million people in over the course of 4 years, and many of them undocumented, many of them criminals, etc. This is another administration's corrective. Now, whether you agree with the policies or procedures, I think I could actually be sympathetic to some of the things where there have been challenges to fashion and decency. At the same time, these are what are called targeted interventions by ICE to keep the American people safe.
If I respectfully may interject here, I've been out reporting on a lot of these, and they're not targeted. There are no warrants signed by a judge, and let me finish. And they're American citizens, many of them. Most of the people that they detain don't have criminal convictions or criminal records.
I'm not going to get into the weeds. This is.
You should know that, though. Don't you think that's part of it?
Yes, and I could also show you many opposing sides where we're also picking up the very criminals that have put Americans in danger. And I'm not saying it's pretty. I'm not saying it's not messy. I'm not saying it couldn't be better. I'm saying this is a part of a much larger dialogue in which one administration caused a great deal of chaos and havoc and danger for American citizens, and another is trying to correct that.
Do you believe that? Why? Honestly,
Okay.
let me talk to you
Listen,
just on
you're
the
not a
facts.
journalist.
Yes, I am. I want to give you the facts.
No.
Did you know that undocumented people and immigrants commit far less crime than American citizens?
We're done here.
Rah. See, the thing is, when the pastor told him to leave, he did not leave. He's still at the church. They asked him to leave. He did not leave.
Natural born Americans. You won't listen.
If you could ask,
I'm giving you the facts. It is.
Give me facts.
And he did not have permission to report inside the church either. He did not have permission.
So I would have a conversation.
But I can respond to you.
No,
Did Jesus stand with the oppressed?
Because he doesn't want to listen to facts. That's the interesting thing about this is that they won't listen to facts.
No.
You won't because
when you pose as a journalist,
I am a journalist. Journalists give facts.
And then you start correcting me with facts and don't have.
You shouldn't hear the facts.
Of course, I
most
should
of the
hear
people
facts.
who are picked up
But
are
will you
not.
give me the facts on both sides?
That is the facts on both sides. Most of the people who are picked up and are detained are not convicted. They have no criminal convictions. They have no criminal record. None.
that immigrants commit far less crime than native-born Americans. So they won't listen to the facts. Anyways, these folks are still out here. There you go. All right. Let's go talk to Nekima. Can you grab the mic for me, please? It's in the car. It's what's interesting to me is when you try to give them facts and they call you biased and they're not a journalist. How do you feel?
I feel that we did what needed to be done. You heard the pastor say, Lord, chasten us to get our house in order. And that's what we were here to do.
They said that they think you lost and that this didn't accomplish anything and you went into their house, the house of the Lord.
The reality is the house of the Lord is a place where love lives. It's not a place where you can have a pastor masquerading as the director for the field office of ICE in St. Paul.
Are you sure he's in it?
If you go to City's Church website, you will see him listed as a pastor. And the moment I mentioned his name, I tried to say, I am a reverend. You asked for the Lord to put your house in order. The moment I mentioned David Easterwood, he tried to shut me down. So you can go to their website and see Dave Easterwood listed, David Easterwood, and he's all over the court decision that just came out in with Judge Melendez, where the ACLU filed suit on behalf of 6 Minnesota residents because of the abuse by ICE and them violating people's constitutional laws. He also appears on C-SPAN with Kristi Noem. That is the same guy listed.
Protesting is not the problem. That's not my problem. If I'm in church, this is Sylvie's talking in regard to me. If I'm in church, I don't want y'all coming in here protesting about nothing. I'm here to worship God and that's it. I'm not into that thing. Now, when we go outside, then we could do all the protesting that we want. I'm game for the protesting. But coming inside the church while I'm worshiping God, God is my main focus, I have a problem with that. That's me. Don't come in there with none of that stuff. We do it outside. My focus is God only. I don't care about nothing that's going on in the earthly realms. I'm doing spiritual things, talking to God. That's it. That's just me. Don't come in there with that protest stuff. Now, I'll protest all day long on the outside. Absolutely. I'm there with you. But inside the church, no. That's just me.
As a pastor here at City's Church.
So what happens next, Nekima? What do you think this does?
It depends on this church. I know that this church will never be the same after today. And I think that the people who worship here will have to decide which side are they on. The side of the Lord, truth, righteousness, or justice, or the side that pretends to be on the Lord while harboring someone who is.
Here's my thing. The pastor being at ICE, that's 2 different things. He's a pastor on Sunday and ICE, get him during the week. Protest with him on the week outside, not inside the church. No, I totally disagree with y'all. Nope.
Helping to perpetuate evil on our community. The guy who oversees ICE agents. How dare you claim to be a minister of Jesus? I am a reverend. I am a lawyer.
They interrupted a regular service, rah-rah. They interrupted a regular service. They went in there and not invited. They asked them to leave several times. That's out of order. You can't do that. No, I disagree. You ain't coming in my church doing all that. No. You could do that outside afterwards. Nope.
I am an activist, and I stand on the side of freedom, justice, truth, and righteousness.
Did you?
Period.
You can show some of that, Mike, too, as well. Did you try to talk to the leadership of the church?
You saw me try directly to talk to the leadership when I disrupted the church service, and he tried to shut us down after we mentioned David.
When she said she disrupted the church service, that her doing that and she's a minister too. Come on, that is out of order.
No, 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 no. That's out of order. No, absolutely not. She said she disrupted the church service. They would have a regular service. This was not, they came in there without being announced, not invited or nothing like that. Nope.
Yeah, I asked him, why don't you try to talk to the folks? And he said that, this was a disruption and,
Yeah, because they didn't read the Bible where Jesus came into his Father's house and flipped over tables because they were pretending to worship the Lord. They were
What? Oh my God. See, that's what happened. People just throw things out of order in the Bible. Oh my God.
Pretending to follow the word, but their actions were not in alignment. So we came and flipped over a table today. This injustice, this unrighteousness will not stand. You cannot be a pastor while also being the director of the field office for ICE in St. Paul. Absolutely not.
You're going to continue to do this?
We will continue to do whatever is necessary to bring justice to our community and justice for Renee Good.
Thank you. And now what? You can't tell me, right? Do you want me to hold your mic or you're good? You're good? Okay.
And you can talk to any other people, out here
talk to these guys.
as to why they're here standing for justice.
Let's talk to these guys. Thank you, Nikema. I hate to interrupt the loudest guy here. How are you? Nice to meet you. What's your name?
William Kelly. I've actually filmed for Jolly Good Ginger on your show.
Oh, wow.
I'm a good buddy of Jolly.
Yes. How are you? Why are you here?
I'm here to stand up for immigrant rights. I'm here to stand up for humanity. We're seeing a clear violation of the Constitution every day. So I'm standing up with my immigrant community. We're all immigrants. We're all the sons of immigrants in this nation.
Yeah.
My ancestors showed up at Ellis Island. We're given a name. We're given citizenship. Why
is the man in the office is not arrested for nothing he does, but a journalist gets arrested? That's crazy to me. Make it make sense. Here she go. Who said she's a pastor ever?
our community strong. So we're here to protest their laughing. All the people that are living real lives while they're dragged into concentration camps. So if we murder their son, oh no, nobody should have comfort right now while our immigrant communities are afraid to leave their houses.
Yeah. When I explained to him that most of the people they're detaining have criminal convictions and no criminal records, and that immigrants and undocumented people commit far less crime than native-born Americans, he said I was a biased journalist, because I presented him with facts.
It's really easy to ignore what's happening. Just as in Poland in 1939, communities ignored a concentration camp a mile away from them. It is really easy. So that's why we're here. We're here to hopefully change a few minds, hopefully to wake a few people up. I was encouraging people in there to be at Whipple with me later today, standing up for, the community.
Yeah.
Oh,
thank you.
No,
We're both veterans.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
And we both fought in a war, right, that we were told was against religious extremists oppressing their people with their extremist religion as law. And here we are in the United States, like, I'm crying like 6 times a fucking day. 6 times a day, because it's so emotional. It's like you go over there and you believe you're doing this thing that's just, and turns out you're fighting an unjust war, and the reason that they gave us was really misleading. And now we're in the United States, and the same thing that they told us we were fighting against is what they're trying to do here. And maybe it's not the people in the church, all of the people in the church, but they're white people that aren't standing up and speaking when we need everybody to be standing up right now, because the things that the United States purportedly stands for and sent soldiers to war to die, freedom, to fight for, right, is something that now they're low key, or actually kind of fucking high key, getting us to do here. They've got a private military force now to enforce this shit and slowly integrate Christianity as law. It's like it's in Project 25. We read it.
And if you're ignoring it, you're complicit.
Do you guys see Bovino out walking around?
I have the personal honor of finally scolding him for his bad life decisions, yes.
And what do you think? I saw yesterday, and it felt very
1930s.
He was out. He came out at Whipple with a trench coat on, looking like a Gestapo, general, and he lined the 50 to 100, body armor laden goons in a line, and then he had a press conference as they charged forward and shot us with pepper gas.
David Easterwood is the director for the field office of ICE in St. Paul. He also serves as a pastor right here at City's Church. So if you Google City's Church, you will see David Easterwood's name there. If you Google him, you will also see him at a press conference that was held by C-SPAN, standing next to Kristi Noem. And also the lawsuit that was filed by the ACLU in December on behalf of 6 Minnesota residents that just went in front of Judge Melendez, and where she put an injunction against ICE for them being able to retaliate against peaceful protesters. His name is in those court documents, again, as the director of the field office for ICE in St. Paul. That is unacceptable. How can you be a pastor of a church, but overseeing ICE agents in the field? We know that ICE agents just killed Renee Good. We know that they shot a Venezuelan nationalist. We know that they almost killed a 6-month-old baby in North Minneapolis, as well as terrorized their whole family of 6. Had to send 3 of their children to the hospital, 2 of which had asthma, as they fired tear gas and flashbang grenades at the cars of innocent people. We know that they dragged people out of their cars, out of their homes. They dragged pregnant women. They beaten and attacked immigrants and U.S. citizens. So how dare somebody claim to be a pastor while overseeing evil? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now you guys heard that pastor pray. Dear Lord, please chasten us to get our house in order. That was the perfect prayer for such a time as this. Because that's what we came to do. Get your house in order. Don't pretend to be a church while harboring evil. Unacceptable. In addition to being a lawyer, I am also an ordained reverend. So I know what the word says. And I know right from wrong. Jesus, who they claim to worship, went into the so-called houses of God. He flipped over tables.
That's right.
Because he said, this is not my Father's house. I don't care what you pretend. Right. So that's what we did today. We flipped over a table for truth, justice, and righteousness.
Amen.
Period. That's on God. They need to know no place.
You said mother of 6-month-old lied?
These are just
If you
members of our church.
go
I'm
to the
like,
website,
yeah.
you'll
No,
see.
no, I'm just like,
and
it's
as
weird that they think.
That's not me, y'all. That's his camera. That's not me.
That's fine. I could also to a portion because I knew it was mine.
Don should be out. Don Lemon should be out soon. What time is? It's almost 12 o'clock. They should be get ready to have what do you call it? Arraignment. Let's see. Let's see if the news could tell us if they got an arraignment yet.
Sitting here claims is the.
Oh, yeah.
Clarify your remarks on the Alex Preddy killing. Are you saying that the Justice Department has opened a civil rights investigation into his death?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know there's been a lot of discussion among the media around that, but just think about what that means. All that means is that DHS, as the secretary has said, is conducting an investigation, as they should and as they do every time there's a tragic event like this. And the FBI, in their role, which is a separate role from DHS, is also looking into it and conducting an investigation. And that's not that shouldn't be treated as making news. It's just we've said that for a week, and it remains as true today as it was last Sunday.
So we're gonna stay with it and see if they mention anything about Don's arrest, about George's arrest. But Clay, actually, I'm glad for the part that we did hear, because that's what this distraction is really about. Let's, anybody who thinks this is anything other than Epstein, and here this man is. I grieve for my profession like I just never have before, because he's hedging and trying to explain. You're still not going to see what you think that you're going to see. There's really nothing in there like that, but we're doing the best we can. I mean, it's garbage.
Absolutely. And listen, let's be clear that Don Lemon has been on the Epstein files for a long time and reporting on it. They don't like that. They want to cover up their own mess, their own madness. I do want to point out, when we think about Pam Bondi, just want to call out a trifling Democrat for a minute. Foolish John Fetterman voted for Pam Bondi. I want to remind people. And Kristi Noem, a certain New Jersey senator, voted for Kristi Noem. Listen, for the Democrats out there, and I'm a Democrat, I'm very, very clear about that. I hope this wakes you up too, because they're doing what they want to do despite the law, despite Congress, despite three branches of government. They're doing whatever they want to do. And I know I said it 4 times. They went to an 1871 KKK act against the Black journalists, right? So, and I appreciate Leader Jeffrey speaking out. I appreciate that. But some of y'all have contributed to this absolute madness. This absolute madness. One of the lines from my book, Burn Down Master's House, is don't let them take what they can't touch. Don't let them take what they can't touch. They're doing what they're doing to Don Lemon, but we're here. And look, his platform is still here right now. We're still here. All 3 of us. We have more folks coming on. So you're trying to silence him, but we're speaking through him. We're speaking. His voice is still here. You can't take that. This is legacy. This is legacy. But I want to point out that there are some trifling Democrats who did not do enough, who did not fight back. And there's plenty who do, I get that. But we are in this mess because people in power either have no spine, they're feckless, they care more about letters from frickin' George Clooney than they do about voters.
Yeah.
And we're in this Epstein file mess.
With breaking news for you, former CNN anchor Don Lemon was arrested late last night on federal charges tied to a protest earlier this month at a church in St. Paul, Minnesota. Lemon says he was reporting as a journalist when demonstrators interrupted a service to protest immigration enforcement. A magistrate judge previously rejected the case against him, but prosecutors later sought and obtained his arrest. Lemon was taken into custody in Los Angeles and is scheduled to appear in federal court this morning. His lawyer, Abby Lowell, calls the prosecution an unprecedented attack on the First Amendment. We have Lisa Rubin here, Molly John Fax joining us. But Jonathan Lemire, can we go through a little more what happened in St. Paul in the church, so then Lisa can break down these charges and how it all matches up?
Yeah, we'll lean on her legal expertise in just a moment. But Don Lemon is now an independent journalist, no longer at CNN. He was in Minnesota covering the protests following the 2 shooting deaths there of Renee Good and then Alex Pretty. This one on January 18th in St. Paul, so just over the river from Minneapolis. protesters went inside a church. They were disruptive to this service. We'll get to Lisa in a moment as to why that would be a charge here. But and Don Lemon, to remind viewers, is someone who Donald Trump has criticized repeatedly in the past. Lemon has been pretty tough on Trump. He has called him names. He frequently calls him a liar. Lemon is someone that Trump has gone after on Truth Social and the like for many years. He's always been an object of some ridicule in the MAGA movement. But what is so important here is this is what matters, is that Lemon says, and we will see if it is the truth, but Lemon says he was acting as a journalist. He was not participating in the protest. He was covering the protest.
That was my question.
And if that is the case, that is indeed a chilling moment here for a journalist in the United States of America doing his job as a journalist and being charged for it. That is not.
Did he conduct interviews inside the? I mean, I know the protest was happening, and so he followed the protest in to cover the story. At any point, did he take part in?
Yeah, we'll see if we have footage here, but he did. He interviewed some of the protesters. He interviewed some of the parishioners. He interviewed. I think he tried to talk to the minister at one point.
Right.
Which was perhaps disruptive in that moment. But again, he's acting as a journalist. And Lisa, let's talk about what charge is being levied here and your opinion as to why this is so important.
Let's talk about what we don't know. We know that Don Lemon is still in federal custody right now as we speak. But my understanding is no charges have been filed and unsealed. Don Lemon and his legal team don't even know when he'll make his initial appearance at a Los Angeles federal court this morning. That having been said, Jonathan, based on the criminal complaint and affidavit that were filed when authorities tried to get initial charges against Don Lemon to stick, I can tell you that it appears that the federal government is pursuing charges under what's called the FACE Act. And the FACE Act is something that folks who follow the reproductive justice movement are very familiar with because it most commonly has been used to prosecute people who block access to reproductive health clinics, who sit there and physically block it. But the FACE Act also prohibits interfering by force with the right to religious worship. And this is an administration who has said they won't use the FACE Act to prosecute crimes of the first type, and they are going to start to use the FACE Act to prosecute crimes of the second. When you look at the affidavit that was filed in that criminal complaint originally.
Okay, we have an attorney in the chat. The attorney in the chat says journalists cannot violate parishioners' constitutional right to freedom of religion. So that this is an attorney in here, y'all. She said it. Somebody said, I don't feel sorry for Donnie. Next. Oh, God. Oh, gosh. Okay, that's the attorney just. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Hold on.
Against 8 people, only 3 of them were eventually charged. There is lots of recitation about what Don Lemon allegedly did during that church protest, talking about him both interviewing people outside and sort of talking with the organizers of that protest, sort of embedding with them as they prepared to go in, and then live streaming the protest. And as you noted, even the affidavit quotes him as saying, I'm just here to chronicle and report on what's happening. He also underscores at one point, I'm going to read to you from the complaint, I'm looking at a young man who's in the corner. He's frightened. He's scared. He's crying. People are leaving church. An unknown male parishioner was observed yelling to the agitators, telling them to get out. And then he says, I don't think they know what to do. I'm sure they probably called the local authorities right now. If I'm guessing, the authorities, the federal authorities, are relying on some of Don Lemon's own language.
Didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell you he screwed his own self with that video, that live video? I told you, because we common regular people saw all the stuff that he was saying. He incriminated his own self. He did it. He did it. He said, we're not supposed to be going in. And then what he do? He goes in. We're not supposed to be doing this. We do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So he incriminated his own self. His own thing is going to be used against him. His own life.
To suggest that the protesters themselves were putting the people in the church in fear of their safety, which is how they are criminalizing this protest. But how that means Don Lemon himself is criminally liable is something that I think you hear?
This is an attorney talking right there too. He He told on himself and then tried to back away. Because remember when the guy said, when the guy was telling him, I'm sorry about you people, and he's like, no, I'm not part of it, I'm not protesting. But then he's still defending the side of what the protesters are there for. He kept saying what he was giving the protester side. He didn't give the other side. He kept giving the protester side. He did.
Others are going to be struggling to understand in the coming days. Again, we have not seen the federal charges. They have not been unsealed in Minnesota, nor has any indication of his arrest been unsealed in Los Angeles. We await those right now, along with his legal team, Abby Lowell, of course, saying this is a violent infringement of Don Lemon's First Amendment rights.
And I think I remember watching some of the coverage of Don Lemon covering what was happening inside the church. And I think that he was talking about the children who were crying in the church, that there was a lot going on at the same time, and said, that's what happens in a protest or something.
He said, I'm going to read from that, Mika, you're right.
Get me to that.
Yes. This is the beginning of what's going to happen here. Again, this is from Don Lemon's live stream the day of the protest inside the church. When you violate people's due process, when you pull people off the street and start dragging them and hurting them and not abiding by the Constitution, when you start doing all of that, people get upset and angry. And then the affidavit continues, name redacted, which people understand to be Don Lemon, goes on to suggest that according to the Constitution, again, this is the Department of Justice's words, there are no limitations to protesters on where and when they can exercise their constitutional rights. That's the whole point of it, is to disrupt, and that's what they're doing, and that's what I believe.
So Don Lemon now being held, though, and they have no official charges at
Not
this
yet.
point.
No,
So.
and let's remember, this also comes just a few weeks after the FBI searched a Washington Post reporter's home.
Yes.
On a national security
And took
matter.
computers.
Took devices, took computers. And the Post was assured that the reporter herself was not a target of the investigation. It was one of her sources. But that was seen as a real crackdown on the freedom of the press, Lisa. And again, I keep coming back to this.
Okay. It ended. Sorry, y'all. It ended. It ended. So that is what's happening right now, y'all. He did say it with y'all. Yeah, he did. He said it. I keep ask out of church if you're not there to praise and worship El Shaddai, the true and living God. Hello. It's not, church is not for the nonsense. I'm just that's just me, y'all. I don't think church, that was just the wrong spot. They should have stayed outside. It's just my opinion on it, They ain't out there bothering them, so why come in somebody's church and start with them? They ain't doing it to the mosque. Sure not. They're not doing it in the mosque. Why do it there? All right, let's see who else is out there showing it. Hold on a second. We're trying to see any more updated on this. Nobody else has any updates on Don Lemon arrest. Right. He should be going get in the rain in a few minutes. Hold on a second. Hold on. He was going back to his channel.
Find pretexts for punishing people that are opposed to the regime. It's the type of stuff that you would see in an authoritarian country in Hungary or somewhere else abroad. And I do this. I'm happy. I want to get everybody else's opinion. I really just wanted to be here in solidarity. I want to say one thing. that like the first couple sentences people might not like, but I just want you to stick with me for a second because I think it's important. I wasn't a big fan of the protesters going into the church. But some people have different opinions. That's fine. But as far as for me, I don't think that folks should go into a church, even if the pastor's doing bad shit. But like Don Lemon was covering that protest as a journalist, and he was going in there as a journalist. And the First Amendment protects speech that we don't like. That's the whole point of the First Amendment. You know, the government just doesn't get to decide to punish people if they don't like the way they behave, if they don't like their speech, if they didn't break any laws. And just like, you know, there were the famous cases where, you know, the ACLU came out to protect the KKK when they did a march, or when other assholes do marches. Like, it doesn't matter. And so I think it's important sometimes for there to be people like me who are saying, I actually didn't love that protest, but in a free country, people have the right to cover it. Don Lemon had the right to be there, and it doesn't really matter what your opinion is about it. And they are attacking him for his outspoken opposition to the excesses of this administration. It is an affront to the Constitution. It is wrong. And I think it's important for people who, no matter what their views were on that actual action, to stand together and say, no, like this is un-American what they're doing. It's absolutely wrong. And I'm happy to be here with y'all. I silenced you. I was just like such a mic drop.
I'm gonna I got a comment, but I'm gonna let Clay go.
No, I was looking, thinking we were getting some charging documents. So Reese, you go ahead. I'm trying to figure out.
No, Clay, you go.
Okay. I just wanted to quickly add to the CNN statement that you guys posted, and I have to say this. Beautiful. They posted a statement, right? But at 10 o'clock tonight, when y'all have your roundtable, are you going to have people on the other side debate if Don Lemon should have been arrested or not? Is that going to be your conversation at the top of the show? I've been on that show before, over almost 2 years ago. But are y'all going to sit back and debate, have your little discussion? Because here at this show, we Americans, we talk to each other. There is no side with this. There is no other side to debate. So it's cute you put that statement out. So you got producers working on content for later on tonight. I want to see in your roundtable discussion, if you're going to have Scott Jennings and somebody else, whoever the case may be, debate the other side. This is part of the reason why we're in the space that we're in today, because we think certain people have a side when there is no side. If we're talking policy, if we're talking a variety of things, I get it. But this right here, there should be nobody in media, especially on a major network, babbling and debating, well, he should have been arrested. Well, he did violate. You know what you're going to hear. So I just want to know tonight with your little statement, we support this freely. We all have freedom of speech, but he worked for your company many, many years. And I'm curious to see what y'all going to do at night, because when there was an assassination a few months ago, nobody could say anything disrespectful. Get it? This right here is an attack, an arrest on a journalist, one of your colleagues. And will you allow the insidious, nefarious other side to be debated? And if you do, then your little statement there is bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I agree with that. We haven't shown Don's statement in a while through his counsel, Abby Lowell. So if we can put that up for people who have not seen it, people who are just joining, thank you for joining Don Lemon's show. Please like this video, please subscribe. We have with us Reese Colbert, Clay Kane, Tim Miller. Thank you all for being with us and being a supporter, not just of Don, but being in this independent media jungle yourselves in doing such good work. Tim, I know for a long time, I've been listening to you talk back and forth about the aggressiveness of this administration. Do you feel like this is a new level, or is this kind of where we were just always headed?
I think it's an escalation. I know, well, it's both, right? I do think we were headed here. They wanted to go here. I think they've been trying to go after their political foes for a while now. So for starters, that's a good example of how this is where we're headed. It's just they've been stepping on rakes left and right. And let me tell you, by the way, they're stepping on a rake this time too, because Don is going to be fine and he's going to be out and more powerful than ever after this and have more influence than ever. But, they went after Comey and they went after Tish James. We can go down the list, right? Like this is just another example of that. But I don't know. This case, though, just because it is such a direct assault on the First Amendment, there's only one job, one employer that's actually in the Constitution, the press, right? Like the Constitution protects that there is freedom of the press. And this is just such a direct attack on that. And it's so obvious and blatant that that I do think that this is a clear escalation. And I just got to tell you, I was happy to be able to hang out with Don. He was down here for his New Year's show in New Orleans. And the man is working so hard, right? He's out there on the street. Like you are out here. He's out here for New Year's. Now that night was a little bit more of a fun night. But you're mixing it up. He's mixing it up on Frenchman Street. And he's doing interviews with newsmakers and bringing them in. He's talking to people on the streets. He's out there. Like that is an important role in this country. We need to have journalists that are out there in the streets doing the messy work, and when you're out there doing messy work with people, you're going to be, you're doing all this live, right? Like he's covering what is happening live. And so, the idea that the government would then crack down on you because you are covering what other folks are doing is just a total affront to everything that the country is about. And I'm sick about it.
I was trying to get some video because it was really clear when Don was there multiple times that he was not there as a protester, that he was there covering it. It wasn't just clear through his actions. It was clear through the words that were coming out of his mouth as he was explaining to the people in there, as he was talking to those of us who were watching, as he was discussing it.
He did say, I'm not part of him.
In the church. And that hasn't seemed to matter, Reese. They have watched, they understand, they know what the facts are. And as I have said over and over again, this administration is lawless. We saw it yesterday. I was on Don's show yesterday, actually, discussing the search of the election headquarters for the records location for Fulton County in Georgia, and how this is a remnant from 2020. We had the occupant of the White House go to Davos and say, oh, they know now, they've found out now that it was a rigged election. Like his brain won't let him let it go. And when you have lawless, sick people who are in charge, what they end up doing is just working out their worst fantasies, because there are no bounds. There are no limits. There aren't any mores or any boundaries whatsoever that confine them to the letter of the law. And so they just keep looking for the next person until they can get somebody willing to do their bidding. And that's what they did with that search. And it seems that it's the same thing they're doing today.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Monica, I know you boss lady and you in charge, but I know Clay has to go. So I don't know if you gonna give him the last word, or you want me to, because I gotta give my brother the love.
I didn't know that. I would have come to you first, Clay. Please give us parting remarks.
Listen, don't let them take what they can't touch. We are here. Don's show is still continuing. It's great to be here in solidarity. I'll just quickly say this has been a bizarre week. My book came out on Tuesday, Burn Down Master's House. It's a book about resistance. It's based on real people who fought back, and there was an attempt to silence them. So you can order it now. I'm very proud of the work Don's done. He's inspired me. And let's make sure we stay in solidarity and do something, do anything, and realize this is the moment that we're in. And we have to fight back, and we have to make sure that we're clear. So I appreciate you. My thoughts are with Don, and I'll talk to y'all soon.
Thank you so much, Clay. Tim, I know you have to head out too. Do you have any closing comments? And we're going to be bringing in Rick Wilson as soon as you head out.
No, I wanted to hear from Reese. I was talking over. I just came on mad. All right. I came on mad. I'm fucking pissed. I appreciate all the folks out there, the lemon heads that watch this. And I've known Don for a while. I mean, he's a good guy, and he'll be They'll come out of this stronger. We got a big fight ahead of us, so gird up for it. And I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm sure Reese can pop off more. All right, appreciate y'all.
All right, thank you, Tim. It's my pleasure to welcome Rick Wilson. He's no stranger to the show, and he certainly is no stranger to Life with Trump, parts 1 and part 2. Rick, welcome to the Don Lemon Show.
Thanks so much for having me on this morning. I think I want to just echo what Tim just said. My wife woke me up this morning and said, I think they've arrested Don Lemon. And I was like, fuck these people all day. Just fuck them sideways. This is the part of the autocracy where they start arresting journalists. And
He said, F
we
them.
stand for it. Well, then we're going to end up kneeling with a gun to our heads, literally or figuratively, for the rest of our lives. So here in solidarity, and this is a really dark moment. And if mainstream journalists think it's going to stop with Don, they are mistaken. They will come for all of us if we don't put up a gigantic amount of fury right now.
And what does that look like, Rick? Because I think one of the things that many people struggle with, especially just the voters, the public, they see things that they can't stand, that they find to be nauseating and that have them livid, and they don't know what to do with that or what action steps they can take. And you certainly have had to take big, bold stands in order to separate yourself from what this Trump machine is. And so I'm just wondering if you have any guidance on that.
Look, this is the classic stoic question. What's the first virtue? It's courage. And Don has been courageous about being willing to go out and cover stories and confront this administration from the beginning.
Yeah.
In Trump 1.0, during the campaigns, and now in the independent journalism space, where all of us have determined it's a place we've got to function. We've got to live in this space now because too many people in corporate media are terrified to cross Trump, terrified to cross the administration, terrified to do anything except, be a rubber stamp. And I know that they targeted Don in part because he is courageous. He is somebody who will stand up. He is somebody who will speak out. And folks, you will live better. You will live a better life. You will sleep better at night. You will be happier in the morning if you wake up every day and go, I was brave yesterday. I'm going to be brave again today. I'm not going to bow down to these some bitches. I'm not going to break. I'm not going to let them compromise me. And that's what they want. They want our silence. They've got people in the street shooting Americans because they want us to shut up. They're arresting journalists because they want us to shut up. If you're wondering, folks, what you would have done in Nazi Germany in 1936, this is the day.
Yeah. Reese?
I said this last week on Roland Martin Unfiltered. I said that, no, actually, it was on my show. Let me say, I was on the Reese Colbert Show on Sirius XM Urban View. I said that I want Democrats to exercise the power that they have, and if they don't know whether or not they have it, do it anyway, because that's what this administration does.
That's right.
They kick ass, take names, and then they like, well, the courts can figure it out later. And even when the courts, like in this case, the judges rejected the charges, they said, well, we'll find somebody else to do it. And so I want to see that level of, well, now's the time to get creative. Now's the time to not ask permission. Now is the time to exercise our power. And so that doesn't just apply to the Democrats. That also applies to all of us. The onus is on us to resist. And resist doesn't necessarily mean getting out on the streets. It can mean any number of things, but we cannot rely on the cavalry to come. We have to be the cavalry ourselves. And I want to say to the judges who have, in some cases, they have pushed back, but in a lot of cases, they've showed great deference to this administration, to the president, to the DOJ. It's time for you to assert your authority, your power as a co-equal branch of the government, and put a stop to this madness. Don't wait to see how many hearings and Monique, you're the lawyer, so you're probably be like, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. But what I'm saying is, as a citizen, as a human being, at a certain point, they have a responsibility to be as audacious for the correct reasons as this DOJ is for the wrong reasons, and not just allow the process to play out. And well, you guys aren't complying, being the administration, you guys aren't complying, but I'll set a hearing for 2 weeks and you can come. And then write sternly worded rulings. Oh, well, I'm very dismayed. It's time for you to exercise your power, judges, to put a stop to this. Right. So there's the only people that seem to be bucking up, seem to be the motherfuckers that want to see this country go to ruin. And we need a lot more Dons and Georgias and the activists that have been arrested and all of the people who have stood up against this administration. We need more of them in every facet of our society if we want to see them stop.
Well, I want to welcome people who are just now joining us. The news of the day, unfortunately, is that the founder of Don Lemon Media Network, the person who hosts this show and works around the clock, it's a mystery to me. I've never seen anybody. I tell him all the time.
Hardest working man in show business.
I mean, 100%. And he was arrested by federal agents in the middle of the night in Los Angeles last night. He's currently being detained there. We are waiting to get word on when there will be a hearing, when he will be released. If you are just now joining on the channel, please.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna end this live.
Please subscribe.
I'm gonna end this live now.
I'm gonna end this live now. I am going to take care of some stuff, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Thank you for watching the infamous Sylvia channel, where laughter and fun make up our panel. Together we build this digital spree. We appreciate you and our growing family. With mods by our side and chat flowing free in this online space. It's just you and me, we laugh until tears roll down like the rain. In this virtual world, you ease all my pains. We're family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We cherish the moments, the highs and lows, from the latest gossip to stories untold. You're more than a viewer, you're part of the crew in this space of ours. It's all because of you. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. this digital world where emotion is shared. Every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Minds in check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night.